It's time for episode 34 of the Viral Marketing Show. I have two Facebook ads here. One got 495 clicks, the other only 38. What was the difference? Stay tuned. So welcome back to the Viral Marketing Show. I'm Frank Klesitz, the CEO of Viral Marketing and co-founder of Viral Marketing. I'm also the host of your show here, where I like to talk about all things marketing. And today we're going to talk about a Facebook ad. But it's not about the Facebook ad. It's about writing a great advertisement to get someone to respond. I have two ads I'm going to show you today. One got 495 clicks over 90 days, and one only got 38. And the difference, I'll tell you, is what's called long versus short copy. Do you write a long ad or do you write a short ad? And if you're not familiar, copy is short for copywriting, and the best definition of copy, or copywriting rather, is salesmanship in print. It's writing persuasively to identify someone's pain and then to convince them to take your offer as their solution, all right? But before we get into that, I don't necessarily like talking about Facebook ads or, online marketing or internet marketing. We have to focus where you get results first. And this is where every client starts at Viral Marketing. It's where you start here at our firm at Viral Marketing, is by reconnecting with and nurturing your number one, often most neglected business asset. And for those of you on the show that have been following me, you know what that is. It's your database. It's your customers. It's your past clients. It's your centers of influence. It's even your unconverted leads. What are you doing to stay in touch with them? Because your competition is. What are you doing to stay in touch with them, to show that you can help them, to stay top of mind, to win the battle of their mind, so that when they have a problem again, they call you? And that's what we're all about here at Viral Marketing, is to help you reconnect with your number one, usually often most neglected asset, which is your database, and to help communicate with it using videos, because that helps you attract, not chase business. And that's the mission of our show, where I want to give you tips and strategies to help you attract business, not chasing it. And it starts with reconnecting with your database. Now, if you want to do that, and you want to plan to get more from your database and to build one, to position yourself as a trusted authority and expert so people call you when they have a problem to solve, go to the homepage of our website, getviral.com. On the homepage of our website, you could download our official video marketing plan. It'll walk you through exactly how to reconnect with your database, grow it, optimize it, communicate with it, and prioritize follow-up. So check that out. All right. So let's get into the show. I have two Facebook ads here. One did incredibly well. One, not so much. And the difference, I'm going to explain to you why, is one was more informative than the other. Now, before I get into showing you these ads and what they were for, let me give you the backstory of this. I was asked to write an advertisement for an outbound prospecting company. I've talked about them before on the show, and they have callers in the Philippines that will make calls for you to identify leads. And I had to write an ad to help advertise a service, to generate some leads for the owner. So I tried to figure out what was the number one thing people really want if you're going to hire someone in the Philippines as far as making calls for you. And I think the number one concern is how they sound. Is there too much of a language barrier? Or can you tell it's some foreigner that's not going to connect with your audience? All right. So the offer was to click here on the ad to request a call, to listen to call examples. So you can actually hear live recorded call examples, and you can hear the dialect and hear how you speak. All right. So I think that's what the market really wanted. So I wanted to really think about, if I was going to click on an ad and I really wanted to know something, and there was a number one objection that came up, what's the offer? So I figured it'd be call examples. That's probably what you thought about too. All right. But here's the difference. I had to decide, do I write like a short Facebook ad? Or you may have seen some longer Facebook ads where you click see more and it's just this long, giant, explanatory article. I didn't know which way to go. So I don't really want to get focused on Facebook ads here, because this could apply to a direct mail piece. It could apply to your emails as clients here at Viral Marketing. It could apply to the length of your videos. The videos here I do on the show are anywhere between 15, sometimes as long as 25 minutes, because I want to be informative. I'm creating this video for you, our viewer, who actually wants to know the answer. I'm not trying to convince you to watch here. I already know you're going to watch this. So I want to give you the full and complete answer. Now, one of the things, I'm going to give you a couple principles when you're designing advertising to where to start. Let me give the first principle. When you have to write an ad, I want you to think about the best advertising in direct response marketing, which is what you do because you want to put out advertising, get calls and responses back. You're not doing brand or image advertising or institutional advertising where you play some commercial to create a feeling and link your logo to it. No one watching this, you can't afford that. That's millions and millions of dollars, okay? So when you do advertising, you want to put a message out to the marketplace, get them interested, and get them to respond. And you want their responders to be educated, motivated prospects that are actually very interested in buying, not tire kickers, because the expense of following up and sorting through all the tire kickers because you wrote a very poor ad is very expensive. You only want the good leads, not necessarily weak or bad ones, okay? So generally speaking, the more informative the advertising, the better the results. Now, I'm not the one to say that. David Ogilvy said that. But the more informative the advertising, the better the results. We're going to come back to that here in a minute. The second principle I want you to think of when it comes to advertising is if we can make the advertising so good that people would pay money to receive it, that would be an incredible standard to hit. Think about that. If there was a very informative advertisement that was so good that people would pay money to see it or to receive it, I think that's a pretty good ad, isn't it? Right? So I've tested this. I have the results. Okay? So this is for this prospecting company. Here's the short ad. Quickly scale up your home seller lead generation with a full-time outbound prospector to cold call homeowners likely to sell their home. We'll send you 30, 60 home seller leads a month, and your Filipino calling assistant will dial 700 homeowners a day, speak with 35 people, and send you 1 to 2 leads per day. Request a call to hear live examples. Nothing wrong with that ad. And typically speaking, this is probably how most Facebook ads you see. Good headline, good offer, good unique selling proposition, explains exactly what they do. This would certainly intrigue me, and I might want to click the contact button. And if you press play on the image, you actually see pictures of some of the callers, so you can kind of see what their environment is, which is pretty interesting, if you've never been to the Philippines, right? So I was like, okay, that's one ad. And the client loved the ad because it was short. This is a high D business owner that doesn't have much time for anything and wants a short ad to get to the point. And I think for most people, you might think, yeah, we just want it short and to the point. Okay, well, maybe that's the case. Let's look at ad number 2. Let's pull this one up. Oh my goodness. 15 comments, 4 shares, 49 reactions. Pretty much the same ad, but let's expand this ad. And I actually have it here on the sheet of paper. Not only is it 1 page of content, it's 2 full pages of content for this ad. Look how long this is. 2 full pages of content. And I decided, you know what? If I saw this ad, I would have so many questions about this. I don't even know where I would respond. I want to know, how much does this cost? What's the dialer? Is this even legal? What did they say as the script? How many calls? Why is that the call number? Does that conversion rate hold true across all markets? Like, my mind just starts exploding with all these questions. And chances are the type of prospect that's going to spend the money on this, their mind starts kind of wondering, how in the world does that work too, right? And they may not want to click the contact us button to be talk to some salesperson to try to hard close them on something that has to hit their numbers before the end of the quarter. All right. Well, I'm going to let the results speak for themselves. Let's take a look at short copy. Over 90 days, there was $665 spent on Facebook for the ad. All right. So not much, $665 over 90 days. We had 38 clicks on the short and 495 on the long copy, which directly is counterintuitive that no one reads these long ads. Everyone has short attention spans. That's not true. It's not true. Look at the relevance score. The relevance score is a 7 for the long copy and 4 for the short. With the relevance means it's like a bell curve. Ad with a 5 is like, this is kind of averagely relevant. It kind of angers half the people and maybe is interesting in the other half, right? As you can see here, 7, it's in the 70th percentile. So 70% of people say that this ad was actually relevant. I found this interesting. And the more relevant the ad, the lower your cost, because Facebook likes serving relevant ads because it keeps people on the platform versus just getting angry and seeing crappy advertisements all the time. All right? So a more relevant ad, but get this. The cost per click was lower, $1.23 as opposed to $1.42. But that just absolutely blows my mind. That 495 clicks over 38. So as you can see here, I would go so far, I don't have the full data here, but really what matters is how many consultations were generated and who signed up, right? But think about it. Would you want a lead from a short copy ad that basically says, one or two sentences about the service and click here to opt in? Or would you want a lead of somebody that read 2 pages of educational information? Let me just give you an idea. I'm not going to read the whole ad to you for time's sake, but look at this. I literally went in here and said, I gave away the farm. I know a lot about this business. I know how much the callers are paid. I know where they get the number by. I actually told them who to contact to buy the numbers. I told them which dialer to use. I told them exactly what the conversion rates are. I told them who we use for a telemarketing attorney. So this is legal and legit. We shared how you manually dial with the telephone consumer protection laws, wireless numbers as opposed to using dial. I literally gave away, I almost put like a free report or a blog article on Facebook. Okay? Because what 2 standards did the long copy ad hit? Well, the more informative the advertising, the better the results, right? And second, if you can make the advertising so good that people would pay money to receive it, the better the result. And there you have it. 495 clicks on long copy, 38 on short. Now, again, I wish I had the data of how many consultations, how many signups for full ROI of some 10,000% return, but that's not the point. The point is, when you're trying to influence someone, you want to write and create an advertisement for the person who is interested, not for the person who is not. Let me say that again. When you're writing an advertisement, you want to write for the person who is interested, not for the person who's not. You see your headline in the ad. Want to quickly scale up your home seller lead generation? We'll hire you a full-time outbound prospector to call homeowners to likely sell their home. That probably got rid of, say, 80% of the market. Not interested in that. So they're not going to read the rest. Who cares? But the headline will get the interest of the individual. Say, yes, I am interested in that. Tell me more. And now you walk them through some amazing educated article. Because chances are, if you're watching this, you are probably a consultant, an advisor, an expert that has expertise you want to share. This is your opportunity to win trust by just explaining how the problem is solved. Now, what are the chances of someone reading this? Let me give you another thing that people say. What are the chances of someone reading this and stealing your ideas and go launching on their own? 0. It is so hard to just take some article and go build some business. And if you're successful watching this, you agree with me. Here at Viral Marketing, I got when I first started the firm with John, my business partner, like 10 years ago. I was publishing videos of how to edit videos and how to write emails and literally how to do everything we do here at Viral. And everyone's like, oh, isn't everyone going to steal what you're doing at Viral? I'm like, yeah, there's plenty of people doing this, but I want to demonstrate my expertise to build trust so people use us, right? And that's what I challenge you to do. Create advertising. Think about your Facebook ads, your YouTube ads, whatever it is you're doing, any advertising you're doing. How can you make it so good people will be willing to pay for it? And use the principle, the more informative I can make this advertising, the better the result. And this applies specifically to professional services, which is who you are watching this. All right, I don't know if that's necessarily the key for Nike. They're more about branding and linking the brand to a feeling. Okay? So, hope you learned something. Okay? Something to think about. When you're writing your next ad, when you're trying to win someone over, take as much space as you need to fully explain how something works, fully explain your offer, write for the person who is interested, not for the person who is not. And I bet when I look at those numbers, whether it's an email, whether it's a video, whether it's a direct mail piece, whatever, okay? Infomercial on TV, is that, wow, your long copy may get less initial views because it's maybe overwhelming. The people who do watch it are interested prospects, and it's going to make you more money, okay? Because the leads are going to come in. They're going to be highly interested, highly qualified, and you're not going to have to spend a lot of time on follow-up with people who are not interested that are coming from the short copy ad, all right? Just something to think about. So that's the show for today. Long copy versus short copy. I challenge you to go long to make advertising that is very formative and is so good people will be willing to pay for it. And if you like this show and you want to watch more shows, or up on iTunes, you can also go to our Facebook page. We're also on YouTube. And on our website, go to the homepage of our website, scroll down to the bottom. You'll be able to opt into our VIP list where we actually email you right when a new episode comes out with some other educational information I have from time to time across all industries, no matter what industry you are in, because I know many of you are in real estate, which is where our firm started. But we also have more viewers coming in from beyond real estate. So if you like this show and you have a question you'd like to ask me on the show, I'd be happy to answer it. Go to getviral.com/ask, submit your question, and our producer, Peter, will reach out to you to see if I can answer that question for you live right here in the show. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode.